No. One moment, please. Do 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 do. Stop! Right, you're probably wondering why I'm wearing a black Donny hoodie instead of the coat you've seen in the intro. Basically, this video started out as a vlog. Nice. And I introduce it as the end of the vlog, so if you're wondering why it just starts like that, that's the reason. This Q&A came about because I did a Q&A on my TikTok, no joke, about 4 months ago, and out of 450 questions, I only answered 3. So here's a few more questions for you. That's enough from me. Let's start the video. Can you shut up, please? I'm trying to film a vlog. Bye. Welcome to the Q&A section of the vlog. You know what's actually bare jokes about this? I'll put it on screen now. Anyway, I've realised that I've basically got creative block and this spot. Me and my spot would like to do a Q&A. I had a spot in that video and I've got a spot in this video. Let's see how many questions there actually were. Hold on. Who would win the fight? The Queen or David Attenborough? Who pulled this up? Right, let's think about who they've got for backup. Right, the Queen's got Kate Wills, Charles and Camilla. Doesn't even have Hazza and Meghan anymore because they've effed off. Who else you got? Prince Andrew. No. Pretend that didn't happen. But on the other side, David Attenborough has got like the entire Lion King. The entire animal kingdom would be there to back him up in a fight. Does everyone love the Queen? I mean, she's a national treasure, but I don't get the lovability from her. Whereas David Attenborough is loved by everyone in the world. In fact, if David Attenborough asked you to help him in a fight, I'd be there in a heartbeat. I'd be like, come on then, Dave, let's go. If the Queen asked you, I'd be like, what's in it for me? Can I have some crown jewels? A waxwork in Madame Tussauds? Do you know what I mean? I'd want some like incentive. Whereas if David Attenborough asked, I'd be there in a heartbeat regardless. I mean, there will be like a week of not even a week. There'll be like a year of mourning for David Attenborough. But we'll probably get a few days off when the Queen dies, so that'd be good. Rah, I need to stop. Please note, I have nothing against the Queen. She's probably a very nice lady. The question that I get most asked by people, other than things to do with egg language, is most embarrassing stories. I'm about to tell a story that I hadn't told anyone. Like, I completely forgot about it, as in my brain must actually block things out when things are that embarrassing, because I'm not really that embarrassed person. If something embarrassing happens to me, I usually talk about it because I'm like, lol, that is funny. However, this memory came into my brain and I was like, oh my days, I never told anybody about this because I was that embarrassed. Strap in, click. It's my first year of uni. I think I'm like 19. I was going from my halls to my boyfriend's halls, which is about 10 minutes away, but I was getting a taxi. Before I got into the taxi, I had drank probably about 3 or 4 pints. I literally didn't even tell him this, even though... Wait, let me just get to the rest of the story. The taxi had rang me to say it had arrived, and I was late. I was running really late, and it had been about 10 minutes. The taxi had called me twice to say, where the hell are you? So I was gathering up all of my stuff, but as I had quite a few drinks, I desperately needed the toilet. But on the other hand, the taxi man was ringing me like, you need to come downstairs right now, or you're gonna get a charge for lateness, and I might even go. And back then, I think the lateness charge was like 4 quid. But 4 quid to a student, that's P. Especially me, I could do a week shop on 4 quid. So anyway, I quickly grab all my stuff, don't bother going to the toilet, run into the taxi. This was a mistake. On a scale of 1 to 10 of how much I needed the toilet, it was a 9.9. I'm texting my boyfriend. I think I said, I'll be there really soon, I need the toilet. Bearing in mind, when you're in halls, my halls was in a massive, like, not even like a block, it was like a sky rise, and so was his. So we arrived 10 minutes later. I get there, it was an Uber, so I'd already paid for it. Zoom out of the taxi, get to the bottom of his sky rise, press his button, and he's obviously got people over because no one's answering the button. So I'm like this, trying to get someone to answer, and I'm like, oh my God. And you know when you suddenly just think about, I need the toilet too much, I was like, right, I'm gonna have to go for an urban wee. his skyrise flats, they were just sort of like in the middle of nowhere. There was like a car park, a bit of a grassy area, and then one of those electric like buildings where all the electric for the area is done. I'm buzzing on the door like, somebody freaking let me in. I can't deal with this. I'm going to wet myself. I suddenly realised I am going to wet myself. I need to quick, sharp run. But as I started running, I'm embarrassed. As I started running, I just pissed myself. I just weed. I was outside of the little entrance where you go and like click onto the door. I just started weeing myself. I was like, oh my god. So I ran past the entrance, down some steps near to the electrical building so no one could see me. And I've just completely wet myself. As in like, I get to the bottom and I'm done. So I'm just stood there like, oh my days, I'm 19 years old and I have actually just wet myself. Obviously, my boyfriend's expecting me. I text him saying, on my way, and I needed the toilet. My first thought is, there is no way I can go upstairs. There is a patch around my crotch. There is a patch around my arse. I have clearly had a wee through my trousers. I call an Uber. Uber comes straight away. I don't tell the taxi man who must have been able to, I mean like, we don't smell of nothing. Ran back to my house, came back, went to my boyfriend, and he was like, you took a long time. And he was giving me an eye. No one said anything. But I suddenly realised that where this building was, the little electrical space where I was planning on going for the urban wee but already had pissed myself, was directly in the eyesight of his flat. Nope. He must have, or someone must have looked out the window, because I was getting rinsed with their eyes. They knew. I know that they knew. Like, I know. Mate, I've never told that story before. It's not even particularly really bad, but like I just remember how vividly I was embarrassed about it. Oh. If you're watching this, any of those people from that flat, I did piss myself. It was me. Right, moving swiftly on. Right, I wrote this one down because I had to really think about it. But the question is, what is the stupidest thing you've done of your own free will? There are bare things that I've done. I feel like I need a day to write everything down because my memory's a sieve. And if my brain thinks it's dumb, it'll just be like, Control-Alt-Delete, get rid. So I just answered with the one that my mum said is one of the stupidest things I've ever done. Back when I was like 14, I was in school. I just decided to super glue my fingers together. Like, get proper thick super glue and just super glue all my fingers together like this. Why? And why did I do that? I got home, I was like, Mum, I can't move my hand. She was actually fuming. She was so angst. Right, to this day she still brings up, do you remember that time when you super glued your fingers together? Do you think that was clever, did you? You know, you just do like really dumb shit when you're like bored and not really thinking. I just literally got a whole thing of super glue and super glued my hand together. I mean, I still think that's jokes, personally. Don't try this at home, kids. That was performed by a talented professional. Oh, another thing as well. Another dumb thing. I had a Facebook house party when I was 14. I'm not gonna go into any of the details. My mum knows about it now. Nothing actually got stolen, but... No, nothing got stolen, except like an expensive bottle of wine. But there was just like dicks all over the walls. Like, people have drawn dicks all over the walls. But that's another story. Anyway, why am I ridiculous? Right, I'll do one more question. I'm gonna do it off the cuff. Does ketchup live in the fridge or the cupboard? I feel like I've chosen one of the most boring questions there, but I also think mine's quite controversial. It lives in the cupboard, fam. It don't go in the fridge. It wastes space in the fridge. Things only go in the fridge if they go off. Ketchup don't go off. Why am I so like into this? I felt passionate about that then. That was like an emotional moment. Fam, don't put your ketchup in the fridge. It don't need to be there. The chip is only gonna warm up the ketchup. So if you like cold ketchup, dip the chip in. It'll be warm by the time it gets to your lips. Don't put ketchup in the fridge. Cause that was like a bit of a weird one, I'm gonna do one more. Would you rather eat a snail or caviar? Fam, I've eaten both of them. They're both nice. Posh. I'm not a fussy eater. Why did I sound like a perpetual child? That's not a word, is it? I don't think I had the right word. Pipette. That's one of them things you get in science. Oh my god, stop talking. Right, I'm done. Right, I'm Romeo done now. Whatever I'm gonna edit this into, I don't know, because I've just talked absolute crap for like 20 minutes. Thank you very much for watching. Please please. Give me a like, a share, a subscribe. I'm really close to being monetized, and though I'll probably only make 4p once I am, it would be really helpful because now TikTok is my full-time job and I'm hoping to make YouTube I'm hoping to make YouTube into it as well. It's literally just one clip. Am I begging? Fam, you are no beggar. Stop. Subscribe to me if you want. Thank you very much for watching. I need to go now. I'm delirious. I'll see you later. Goodbye.